Hi, I'm Sheila Bullard, Senior Vice President of Business Development here at Safe Balance. And today we're here to talk about the impact a single fall can have on someone and their loved ones. And here with me today is my dear friend Wendy Jones, who knows more than anyone the enormity of this problem.
Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. My name is Wendy Jones, and I am blessed to be the founder and CEO of a company called Next Steps for Seniors. And what we do is help families guide them actually and walk alongside them through difficult times of transition in their lives. So the company is in Michigan right now, and we also service Florida, but we are growing rapidly. And really, my team is filled with nurses, social workers, and just people that understand the aging process. And when a tragedy does happen, they usually end up in the hospital or something happens at home, and that's when we step into action. So people call our office 24/7,
Oh, I bet.
and we're able to just step in, walk alongside them, and help them transition really from whether it's assisted living, independent living, if they need to go to a residential care home, whatever the next step is, thus the name Next Steps for Seniors. So, yeah, we love what we do.
I had the pleasure to meet Wendy outside of business several years ago, and then unfortunately, I needed her services due to a fall that my mom had. That is just one story, and I'm sure you have hundreds. And so, could you just please elaborate on other people that have experienced a fall and how it's uprooted their lives?
Absolutely. So as we age, everything becomes a little bit more fragile, right? Our bones aren't what they used to be. Our balance is what it used to be. And unfortunately, we all want to do the things we used to do when we were younger. And a quick story, I had a client that was getting his Christmas decorations out of the attic. And I think the attic was like maybe, let's say, 7 steps up a ladder. And he was 78 years old. And he fell. So after that, he was never the same again. And it was just heartbreaking. So he had to go to the hospital, he had to have surgery, he had to go to rehab, and is now at home with 24/7 care. I mean, obviously, we don't want to live in fear, right?
Right.
But we also need to be smart about what we do and how we do it. And then the recovery process, which is actually very important in the whole picture.
Not even to mention the physical aspects and all that, the financial burden as
Right.
well. I'm sure you're well aware of that. Can
Mhm.
you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness for Medicare
Right.
because 65 and older is on Medicare, and everything's pretty much covered 80/20 if you're on straight Medicare in a hospital stay. Rehab is covered for 20 days, but after that, that's when you start private paying for some of these things. So, an assisted living, for example, is, anywhere from 5,000 to $7,000 a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
So it gets expensive. And if you have to private pay after the 20 days for rehab, that's also very expensive. Home care, again, very expensive. And unfortunately, everyone thinks these things are all covered by insurance, but really, Medicare was designed as a healthcare coverage. So it covers your physician visits, it covers your medications, if you have all the right parts, A, B, C, and D.
Right. Right.
But the
Right.
reality is all the other things are out of pocket expenses.
And mostly the burden comes on the family members as well, right? I remember going through that with my sister and I, and just trying to get through each process of taking care of things. It was enormous.
We actually go visit, if they're at home, we go to their homes and visit and, kind of look at the situation because a lot of times there might be steps going up with no railing. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people have more than 3 steps going into their house and they don't even have a railing. I mean, these are all
Right.
ADA compliancy things that
Right.
that are standard protocol that everyone should follow. Rugs and things like that are just a trip hazard, and getting in and out of the shower is a big one where falls happen a lot. I would say most of the falls happen at night when people are getting up to go to the bathroom
Right.
and in the shower. But it is important for everyone to be educated on how to prevent falls, and then when they do happen, if they happen, how to recover from them correctly. But really, there is not a lot of awareness. So it is good to have someone like Safe Balance
Right.
because it's important to have an organization that cares and is
Right.
there for you
Right.
and is working with you so that this doesn't happen. Why not take advantage of a program like Safe Balance? What do
Well,
what do you have to lose?
Right, right. Because it is so easy and it does not
What-
interrupt their workflow at all. It's just part of what they're going to do when they see their patient. And why not keep them safe? Even though they're in an assisted living facility, they still need to be kept safe there as well.
Anywhere they are, they
Yeah.
need to be safe. And I wish everybody did a better job, including grocery stores. And I mean, there's products that are high on the shelves, and I mean,
for
there's
sure.
so many things that I've watched over the course of a lifetime. But
Right.
yes, I definitely feel like there is a huge benefit for a program that like yours that will help everybody be more educated and aware.
Do you counsel your clients on what specific questions to ask their doctor, their potential assisted living facilities?
Yeah, so we really focus on the next step moving in, when you can no longer live at home.
Okay.
Because, of course, everybody wants to be independent and live at home as long as possible. And we advocate for that. We want you to stay home as long as possible. We want you to be safe at home, but we definitely want you to stay home. So, really, by the time they're moving into a community, either something tragic has happened.
Right.
They lost a loved one, they can't drive anymore, something like that. They had a fall and they're not able to get around like they used to. And that's when we're moving them. So, 70% of people need some kind of care as they age. What we give them right now is a list of questions to look for and ask when you're at a community about the care and about all the things. But I definitely feel like knowing what a community offers is important when you get to that stage, for sure.
We know as a company that the average cost of a fall is anywhere between $25,000 and $30,000.
It's so expensive, and it's just a small thing. Like I mentioned, the gentleman who fell off the ladder, like his life will never be the same again. There's copays and there's a lot of things that aren't covered by insurance until you reach your maximum, right?
Right.
And if it happens in January, good luck. I mean, as horrible as it sounds, fall in November, December. But these are the things that people don't think about, and they can't control that. But it's very expensive because once you meet your deductible, which could be whatever number it is, on top of that, you're paying a copay.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, your care. So all of your care is private pay. And this is what I don't think people realize. The assisted living might be $5,000 to $7,000 a month. But in addition to that, are you still paying for your loved one who's living at their house? And if you want to stay home, you've got a caregiver that's $33 to $36 an hour is home care right now. Private duty, home care in the home to bring someone in, and they have a minimum number of hours. So let's just say you need 24-hour care. I mean, add that up. That's crazy money a month.
And that's out of pocket.
And that's out of pocket just to for yourself to get around your house and have somebody help you with showers and dressing and grooming, and you don't know if it's a leg or a hip or right. It's very expensive, and that is not covered by Medicare. That is only covered by private pay.
As far as weather is concerned and
huge.
fall.
Definitely snow makes a huge difference.
Right.
Snow and ice and driving and walking to the mailbox. These are things that, you need to take obviously precaution on.
Right.
Because you don't want to fall. But yeah, the winter months are definitely rough on our sweet seniors. And I will say, I just want to add this because this is so interesting. I ask every 90-year-old what the number one thing is that they do to get to 90 years old. And you know what they all say?
Don't drink.
No, I think I'm like dairy, gluten, alcohol. You think of all the things it could be. You know what they say? Mobility, stay active and keep moving. Working out, keeping your muscles strong.
Right.
I mean, we all lose muscle mass as we age.
Some seniors think that they can just go ahead and do that chair yoga or Tai Chi or whatever.
That's why they need people
I think
like
they
you.
really need to be assessed to find out if they're able to do those certain things.
And you know what it is? To have the confidence.
Right. So Wendy, as you know, falls are preventable. Truly they are. And here at Safe Balance, that's what we're trying to do, is prevent as many falls as possible. So to get a Safe Balance assessment should be part of your annual wellness visit. It takes less than 30 seconds. And it really determines your fall risk factor and what to do about them. So I would encourage everyone to ask their doctor about a fall risk assessment. Do something to prevent that fall from occurring, to prevent that financial impact and the emotional impact and the fact that it can change your life. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. It was
Yes,
really a
thank you for
pleasure to-
having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. And it's a great way to, I'm a proponent of educating people. I mean, this is what we do at
Yeah.
Next Steps for seniors, and we
Yeah.
want people to be prepared for the future you, right?
Right.
I always say the best years are the
Right.
next years.
Yeah.
They're not behind us, they're in front of us.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you.